Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Angel from Simply Angel Tia. In this video I'm gonna show you guys how to do this simple crop top. Very high area where you will have your bust, but this is pretty much the nature of the top. Yeah, so we're gonna be working on this. Make sure you get your materials. You can get whatever yarn you want, but I'll show you all the materials that I used to make this. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my lovelies, so before we get started with the project, I'm going to show you all the materials that you need or that I'm using. And for me, I'm using this donut yarn here. It's called Tricot Boutique Meg. It's 100% acrylic. This one here is 50 grams or 130 meters. Recommended hook size is 3.5 to 4 millimeter crochet hook. And for the color, it's color number 13. Okay, and it's a lightweight number 3. I'm making a small crop top, so these would be I would need 2 of these. You may have a little bit left at the end, but you will need 2 of these because one will run out. Okay, so make sure if you're using this amount of yarn, make sure you have more than one. Okay. For crochet hook size, I will be using 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. I have my scissors here and I have my tape measure. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, my lovely, so we're gonna get started here and we're gonna do each of the cups individually. So we're gonna start with the first cup. Very simple. I'm using a very simple stitch as well. Okay, so you're gonna start by getting your yarn and you're gonna use the crochet hook that you prefer. So if it's not the 3.5, it's gonna be whatever. And for the yarn as well, you can use whatever yarn you want, but you're gonna start by doing a slip knot so we can do our foundation chain. So this is my slip knot here. And then I'm going to do a chain of 30. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is my chain of 30 here. This is going to be the base of our cup. Okay, so we're starting with the base of the cup and then we build ourselves up like that. So this is for a small. I'm making it for myself, which is a small. But often when I do bra cups and things like that, I do it a little bit bigger than my size because I like full coverage. Otherwise, I would have gone away with doing 20 because this part of it here will be what goes under my cup to support my cup like this, okay? But I do extra 10 just because I like it to be full coverage. So for you, you will see how much of this you need to go under your cup to be able to cover. And it would be different sizes depending on who the person is that you're making it for, or if you're a bigger size cup for the top. Okay, now that you have your 30 stitches like this, we're going to start the first row. We're going to skip this stitch here, and in the next one we're going to go in and do a double crochet just like this. And the stitch that we skip at the end does count like as a double crochet, but it's because it's gonna be like this. Okay, and you can also do where you skip 2 and then the first counts as a double crochet, but I do it like this. And then you go into the next stitch and you go in the back of the chain just like we did the first one, and you will complete a double crochet stitch. And then you will go into the next stitch, grab the back loop and complete a double crochet stitch. And then you will do this all throughout the chain until you get to the end. So I'll have you guys do that as I will. I'll meet you guys at the end. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my first row of double crochet here. So as you can see, that's how it looks like. Okay, and again, very simple. And as you can see, it looks a little bit shorter than the chain did. The chain did look a little bit longer, but this is going to be the base of my cup here. Okay, all right, now we're gonna start the second row. We're gonna do a chain of 2, then we're gonna turn, and then we're going to start it decreasing right away. Okay, so I'm going to put the this stitch and this stitch here together. So what I will do is I'll go into this stitch and do like I would be doing a double crochet, but instead of completing this double crochet, I'm going to go into the next stitch and grab the next the yarn like this. So I have 4 loops on the hook instead of 3 for a double crochet, and then I will yarn over and go through the first 3, then I will yarn over and go through the final 2. Okay, so I decrease here by putting this stitch and this stitch together. And then I will go ahead and complete the normal double crochets again all the way to the end. And we decrease every other row. Okay, so for this row here, we decrease on this side. and when we get to the other side we don't decrease. And then for the following row we do again, sorry, we don't decrease every other row, we increase every row but on each side where we start, so we don't do on both sides. Okay, so again, work your double crochets to the end of this row, and then when you have reached the end, come back and I will show you how to start the next row, which is also going to be decreasing. And we're going to be decreasing like this until we narrow our cup, the top part of our top, to become pretty much to almost kind of meet at the end like this. So we're going to create a V, not a V per se, but we're going to create a triangle at the end. Okay, so I will have you guys work this, and when you get to the end, come back to the video and I will show you what to do for the next row, and then we can repeat that. Okay, so that's how our second row looks like. So again, it doesn't look too different from the first, just because the increase or the decrease here does not kind of show yet. But as you continue to work on your top, it will continue to decrease like this, and eventually will come to meet on top. Okay, so I'll show you how to do number 3, row number 3, and I'll have you guys repeat that for the rest of this part of the project. So again, you start by doing your chain 2 and turning, and then you're going to do this and this together. So you go into this stitch and you do like you would do a double crochet. You will have 3 loops on the hook like that, but then you will go into the next stitch to grab the 4th loop. So now you have 4, you go and take through 3, and then you do the next 2. Okay, and then again you continue doing your regular double crochets all throughout until you get to the end, and then when you finish the last stitch, you turn, chain 2, turn, and then decrease right away. And this is what you do for as long as it takes for these sides to meet like this. Okay, so eventually this is going to come like this. So please go ahead and do that, and when you have pretty much completed one of your cups like this, come back to the video and we will see how it looks like, and then I will show you what to do for the next part of it. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have almost completed the first cup here. So as you can see, we just continue to decrease until it's now coming to the top like this. I have done 27 rows altogether so far, but there's a little bit more to go. So I figured I will come on camera and continue to do the rest of it here with you guys, so that we can finish it together to see how it finishes before we do the strap. Okay, so again, we have done this, so we're going to do a chain 2 like we have done the whole time. We turn and then we decrease right away. So we're gonna go into here and then into the next, just like we have been doing, and then go through the first 3 loops and then the final 2 loops, and then we do a double crochet here and then a double crochet at the end here. Okay, so like that, then we chain 2 and turn. So we just really want to make sure that this is gonna come and meet on top. So we decrease again here, and then this stitch, we put these 2 together, complete your double crochet, and then because there's only 1 stitch left, we just go into that 1 stitch and do our double crochet like that. Okay, so now there's 3 stitches left here, so we're gonna do 1 more decrease. So chain 2, turn, and then we join these 2 stitches together here. So we go into the middle stitch, and then we go into the final stitch, and then we complete our double crochet. So this is how the top would look like. Okay, and then what you can do is you can do a chain 2 and turn, and for this final one you just go into that and complete a double crochet to just make it even more narrow, because you see now it's like this. And then what you can do is create your strap. So as you can see, it's gonna be really long like this. So this part of the top here is literally gonna go over your collarbone. Okay, so the top is gonna really go over your collarbone. So this is, as you will see, it's only best to show on the picture, so you will see that on the pictures. Okay, so to do your strap, you're just gonna do a long strap of however many, so I would say between 50 and 70 or 80 chains to create your strap, and then you will cut the yarn off when you have completed that. So I'm going to do a strap here, I would say about 50 to 60, because it doesn't have to be too long of a strap, because this part is literally going to almost go towards your back. Okay, I'll go do my strap here, and then I'll come and show you how it looks like with the strap, and then we'll go ahead and repeat and do the second one. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I did a chain of 60 here. So this is my strap here for my top. So 60 is not too much, again, like I said, because this part of your top goes really high. So by the time you loop this around your neck, it's going to be almost like it's going to meet on the back for the 2 cups. So this is more than plenty to be able to tie your strap to the back. Okay, so what I will do is I will just cut my yarn here. And don't waste too much yarn, just a little bit of a snippet there so that you can chain one and lock these in. So I'll do that. I will just chain one and lock it in like this. Okay, and that is the end of the first cup. Okay, so as you can see, this is how one part of your top looks like, and then the second one, of course, will go right here. So you'll have 2 that are going like this, and then we'll do a little bit of a we'll do a little bit of a waistline here, not a waistline per se, but we'll do a little bit of the bottom part of the top here. But what you will do is you will start a second one and do it exactly the same as this. Make sure you do the same number of straps as well, or number of chains for the strap. And then when you have the 2 of them completed, come back to the video and I will show you how to join and how to start the bottom part. Okay, I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed my second cup here. So as you can see, this is the second one that I've just completed, and of course did the number of straps that is exactly the same as the first one. This is the first one we did. So as you can see, this is pretty much how it looks like. This yarn that is variegated like this looks really nice. You don't have to do anything to achieve these colors. The yarn comes like this. And now that we have completed that, we're going to join this bottom here, because we will need to do the bottom part of it. So what I usually do is I just line up the 2 sides that have the yarn. So this is where we started this part of the top here, and this is where we started the second one, and I just put those together so they're facing each other like this, and then I knot these 2 together here. Okay, just very simple, not too complicated. You knot these so that they stay in place for when you work your stitches. Okay, and you can weave these in as you work yourself like this, and then you just pretty much flip the work whichever way you want. You can flip it this way or the other way, and then you take your working yarn. Okay, and what we will do is we want to be able to make sure that when we measure these here, okay, so I'll just get my measuring tape really quick. Okay, so when we measure this part here, it comes up to about 15 inches. And then you want to be able to make it so that if you loop it around to where you will, to where it goes to the back, how long do you want that to be? So I usually want mine to be about 22 inches or so. So then what I do is I go, if this gives me 15 inches, just this part of it here, and I want to get to 22. So let's say I want to get to 22 here. So this is how much of a space I need to get, and I divide this by 2. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do about 3.5 inches on each side, or in this case I could just increase it to 4 inches on each side of the work that I want to be able to do on each side to make this a total of 22. Okay, so what I do is I measure how much the chains I will do on this side will be, plus the chains that will be on the other side. So what I will do is I'll quickly show you what I'm talking about, because it doesn't make sense to just talk about it. So I will connect my yarn. Let's flip it this way. I will connect my yarn here, and then I will do about 3.5 to 4 inches of chain this way. So the first thing I will do is I will do a slip knot. Makes it easier for me to start that. So just like that. Okay, then I remove my hook. Then I go into the first stitch here. So this is one of the chain 2s that we started the project with, and I will just put my hook there, and then I will put my slip knotting yarn through like that. And then I will do, let's say I will do let's start with 10 chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I know that's not going to be enough. We'll do 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. And then what I will do is I'll bring my tape measure in to make sure I can get the amount of inches on this side. So yeah, this is exactly 4 inches. So 20 chains on this side is where I stop. Well, I don't stop. I stop continuing the chains, but I stop making the chain longer from here. And then I start working my I will do a row of double crochets. So what I will do after this, I will do a chain of 2, and then in the third stitch from the hook in the back, I will go in and complete my double crochet just like that. And then I will go into the next stitch and complete a double crochet, and then into the next stitch I will complete a double crochet. And then what I will do pretty much all the way to the end of this chain is I just do double crochets in the back of my foundation chain, or the chain that we just did. And then when I get to the actual work here, I will continue my double crochets following each stitch across. Then when I get to this side, after I do my final double crochet here, then I do a chain of 20 as well on that side. Okay, but for now we're gonna work our double crochets to that end, and then I will show you how to do the other double crochet, or how to do the other chains on the other side to complete your double crochet. But for now I will just finish this. So when we get to here, come back to when you get to where your 20 stitches end, and then I'll show you how to pretty much bridge it and go to the other side and continue. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have completed this section here, and then I'm gonna just carry on into the work. So in the next stitch here, I'm just gonna go into it and do my double crochet. And as you can see, I'm carrying along my working the yarn that I had left from previously, and I just continue to work it continuously, moving it through the project to the inside of the body of the top here. So I just continue it like that. So I'm gonna continue this all the way. When you get to the middle, I would suggest that you work these strings along as well. But what you will do is your final double crochet on this side will go right here, which is the final stitch, and then directly you will go and do your next double crochet on the opposite side. So there's nothing to be worked in the middle, you just go straight to the other side. And then you will work yourself all the way to here, to the other side. Your final one will be here, and then come back. Actually do your final one right here, 2 stitches away, then come back, because we do need to add a chain here of 20 like we did on the other side to continue our work that way. But for now, work your double crochets from here to about 2 stitches left at the end, and then come back to the video and I will show you how to move to the next part. Okay, my lovelies, so I have worked my double crochets from this corner here, and I've worked them all across to here where there's 2 stitches left to go. And as you can see as well, this is what I did for the middle. I did a little bit of a skip of the middle here. We go from this side to this side, and it leaves it with this little nice V here. I don't know why I like that. If you don't, then you would have to work a stitch around the center here, but I think I like that like this. And what I also did is I weaved in my my 2 strings that were in the middle. As you can see, there's a little bit of a hanging here, so I'm just gonna snip that off so it looks nice and clean. But I pretty much weave the 2 strings here so that I don't have to do that later. The same thing with the one that we had started the chains here with. Okay, and now I'm going to show you how to do the chains on this side, and doing it a little bit later is optional. You could have done this at the beginning where you do the chain 20 here, cut it off, and then do it on the other side and work yourself across. I just kind of forgot. I think it's usually easier that way, but I will show you how to just connect it and then continue working. So what I did was I just went on the other side of my yarn, my donut yarn, and I cut some yarn out of there so I can do a chain, so I can do chains on this side here. So again, I do a slip stitch like that, or slip knot, and then I go into not this stitch here, but the final stitch in the corner here. Okay, you just grab the 2 loops. If I can get that here, you just get the 2 loops, voila, and then you bring your hook through like that, and then you do your chain of 20 here. So 1 2 3 4 6 7 8 9 10, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 20. Okay, so that's my chain of 20 here. So I will do the same thing where I just cut the yarn off here, voila, and then I will just do a slip stitch here, chain 1 and slip stitch. And so now I have I have a chain to work on the other side as well. And then of course just put this on the side in case you need to use it later. And then I just continue. So to continue, you pretty much, so I will go into the next stitch here, right here, and do my double crochet. Okay, and then I will go into the final stitch here and do a double crochet, and then I move on to doing in the back of the very first chain here. It's gonna be a little bit tricky, but you just grab the back loop of the first chain like this, and you complete your double crochet. Okay, sorry, I'm just separating my thing separated here like that, and then you just continue to do exactly what we did on the other side, which is just on each stitch you grab the back loop of the chain and complete your double crochet, and you do this until you get to the end. And then when you get to the end, you will do a chain 2, turn, and then start your second row of double crochet, and then it's just repeated double crochet stitches until you have the length for the bottom part of your top. And that's pretty much up to you. You can do it so that it doesn't have too much part of the top. You can do many, can go down to your belly button, can go just right above your belly button to cover your belly button. It's up this point, it's literally just up to you how long you want your top to go down. And then you stop when you have had enough rows that covers whatever part of your body you want to cover in the bottom. Okay, so I will just finish this row here with you guys to show you guys how to start the next row, and then I will have you guys do the rest of it on your own, which is pretty much to finish off the top. And at the end, don't forget, if you have limited yarn, you have to do a strap at the end that ties your top in the back. So often when I do this, depending on how much space I do for the bottom part, it could be anywhere from 60 to 100 to 200 chains. So what I often do before I run out of yarn, I do the strap, and then when I have my strap ready or done, then I can continue finishing the yarn, especially if you have limited yarn. If you have plenty full of yarn, you don't have to do that in advance. It's just so that you don't run out of yarn to do your strap, but that's up to you. I'm chatting here because I'm just working myself to the end, as you can see, so I can show you how to start the second row for the bottom part. Again, a very simple top to do, nothing too complicated. Simple for you guys, if you're beginners especially, to just do something that is very easy but looks very nice and complex by the look of it. Okay, so I'm almost coming to an end here. Okay, and again, this part of the top doesn't actually meet on the back, like this side and this side don't meet. I do it so that there's a little bit of a gap in the back between the two, and that's where we do the strap to tie the two sides together. So if you're doing it to meet in the back, it's probably not the best idea, because then it's gonna be difficult to to put the strap when it's like overlapping or too close. But this is for me, it's gonna lay back like this. On my back, it's gonna lay something like this. There's a little bit of a gap in the middle like this, and then this is where I fill it in with the strap. Okay, all right, so for row 2, chain 2 and then turn, and then you will do your double crochets just as normal. So this stitch here, this counts as a double crochet, the chain 2, so it's connected to this first stitch here. So you go into the second stitch to complete your double crochet, and then into the next stitch, do your double crochet, and then this is it here. You just continue to the end, and on the other end you do your final double crochet, you chain 2, you turn, you start the next row, and you work your double crochets like this until you have what you need. Okay, so I'll let you guys go from here to work on the rest of the top, and when you have however many rows you need to cover your bottom, come back to the video and then we will see how it looks like. I will do the same. Often when I'm offline, I weave in my ends as well, and I will do the strap that will connect my back, and it's just doing the chains like this. So nothing complicated, just do a long chain that you think is going to be enough to tie your top in the back. And then when you have all of those done, come back to the video, and then we'll conclude it there. Okay, I will see you guys in a bit. Okay, my lovelies, so I have gone ahead and completed the bottom part of our crop top here. And as you can see, I didn't do too much. I did about 10 rows total here. So it's just enough that it goes above my belly button when I wear my top. So this is pretty much the end of this project here. So again, we have our straps to be able to tie this in the back. And then what I did offline, which I did tell you guys to do, is I made a strap that is just consisting of a long chain like this. I believe I did about 100 chains, and that's gonna be what I use to connect the back, or to tie the back together. So let me just grab that. So this is it here. So this is going to be the strap that I will use to be able to tie the back here together. It's about 100 chains that I did here, not too much. But you can obviously do the length of a chain that you think is good enough to be able to tie behind your back. And I usually would just use like a darning needle to be able to help me weave it through. If you have other methods that you use usually, go ahead and do that. But all I do is, because the chain is thin enough, it goes through the darning needle hole here. And then what I do is I just bring it here from this side. Okay, I just get the first space here, which is the space between our double crochets, and I put it on the other side as well, and I bring it in like that. And then when it's nice and equal, I pretty much just go every other row. I put this through here, and if you have another darning needle, you can use that on this side. And then I do the same here. I just bring it in. It's actually very easy to do it just by hand, because the gaps of the double crochets are very wide, that you can just do that. But yeah, just do it like this. And every other row here, I bring my string or my strap through like that. And then I go to this side, and this is my next one to go into, like that. And then on this side, this is my next one to go into, and then you just do this all the way to the bottom. And then 1, 2, I have 3 here, so I'm just gonna go right to the final one. So I'm skipping 2 instead of 1, and this will bring me to the very bottom. And then I just bring it in like this. Okay, and then just remove your darning needle if you're using your darning needle, and then that's it. And then you just work it so that it's nice and equal on both sides. For the strings, I will cut these here so that it's not hanging like this, but you have to knot it a couple of times so that it doesn't come apart. And then what I will do is I will weave in all of my ends. As you can see here, this is where I finished the project. I just slip stitch at the end here and cut the yarn. So I'm gonna weave that in here, and then I'm gonna do the same for the tops here, where I just knot it here and then cut that off. And that is pretty much the end of the project. So I really hope you guys enjoyed doing this. This is something obviously that's going to be more for the summer. So hopefully you're preparing your summer outfits now. So this is going to be something that you can do very simply, very simple stitch, but it's going to look nice, and you can wear a blazer on top of this or whatever, a nice sweater. Okay. Thank you so much. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please don't forget to do so, and make sure you like and comment as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.